Good evening, everyone. My name is James Oluwole, and it's a pleasure having you all to join my leadership masterclass today again. I'm excited discussing this interesting topic, and I'm also happy to have many of us in the career world, in the business world, also connecting. Um, it's an excitement meeting many, and I know there are people that are joining us for the first time today. So you are all welcome. This is our leadership masterclass. We meet once every 2 weeks on Sundays at the same time like this, and we discuss valuable topics and subjects that enhance and empower us to continue to strive in the areas of our growth, in the areas of our impact, and in every aspect of our lives. And our topic for today is an interesting topic, and I can assure you that you're going to achieve the best value of it. And the topic is becoming a valued and sought after employee. And the reality of this topic is that it cuts across every sector, everyone, wherever level that you find yourself. Is either you are an employer or you are an employee in any environment, whether you're an entrepreneur or wherever that you do, you are either an employer or an employee. And it's so important for whatever category we find ourselves that we understand what makes a valued employee, what makes a sought after employee. And the interesting part of this subject also is that it cuts across industries, it cuts across any developmental sector that you may find yourself. The principles are the same, the application of the knowledge are the same. Before we go into the subject of the day, I will just, for the benefit of those that are joining us for the first time, I would like to just share a brief of my profile to you all. My name again is James Oluwole, and I am an experienced and a sought-after professional who has excelled in the field of financial management, operations, strategies, and leadership within the developmental sector. I have been in the NGO world over the last 14 years of my career, and as an integral part of the senior leadership team in my current role as the finance and admin director of ID Mozambique, I ensure compliance and effective use of organization resources to achieve impact and results. I have promoted the values of trust, discipline, and focus. And also, I am a lifelong learning and accountabilities in the areas such as project implementation, administration, financial reporting, grant management, credit portfolio management, budget planning, and execution. Previously, prior to my current role, I was the Senior Director of Finance and Operations at IB Ghana for over 7 to 8 years. And I have also worked in Nigeria with IFBC Nigeria as a national accountant. In addition to my professional responsibilities, I also run this leadership and mentorship program that foster a global community of innovative and emerging leaders. These programs inspire positive change, it inspires positive change, strive collective growth, and shapes a future where individuals excel in their respective fields. Participants from Africa's US, UK join this leadership program on a weekly basis. In terms of my qualifications, I hold a real estate certificate with the Stephen Akintayo Foundation. I have a leadership certificate with Covenant University. I have a degree in accounting from University of Abuja. I am also a chartered certified accountant with ACCA UK. I am also a John Maxwell leadership team member, and I'll be going for my certification in the month of March this year at Florida. I am a member of the Billionaire Conclave under the mentorship of Dr. Olumide Emmanuel. the common sense guru himself, who had written several books, including The School of Money. So this is who I am. And it's important sharing my profile, particularly on this subject matter, because by the grace of God, I have a bit of an authority to speak about the value of employees and how to become a valued employee and a sought after, because I have lived that life in the little areas of my and over the time of my expertise and also my professionalism in this regard. And by way of introduction, in the last 5 years of my career, I have come to realize the critical need of having employees and the impact they create in an organization. Unfortunately, many corporate organizations in the business world, in the developmental sectors, in the religious organizations and ministries, in government institutions continue to move in cycles and experiencing high employment turnover rates because those they have employed to hold certain positions have failed to deliver. Many corporate organizations in the business world, developmental sectors, religious organizations and ministries, and the government institutions, they continue to move in cycle and experiencing high employment turnover rate because those they have employed to hold certain positions have failed to deliver to the expectations, resulting to disconnect between the employer and the employee and termination of employment relationship in a short period of time. We have also seen that many professionals in the career world have all the required expertise and best of CVs and have been given opportunities to take up key positions. And we have seen how such people have failed woefully, leading to their shameful exit from organizations. Let me be honest with us that one of the challenge and that we continue to see, and we will continue to have this, is that organizations are experiencing pain of not having valued and sought after employees. We have seen in different sectors, we have seen in different environments how organizations continue to go through this pain, how people continue to showcase the best of CVs. And of a truth, many of them have the best of experience. They've worked in organizations and institutions where you feel that, man, hiring these individuals, they will just come and fix everything in the organization. And you hire them, they are hired, they are given the best of benefit package, and yet these people cannot perform. These people have failed woefully. This is the situation many organizations are today. And many of us, you can attest to this fact. So the question is, are there still valued employees in organizations? Do we still have valued employees? Are there still top-notch career professionals that have worked over 10 to 20 years consistently and they have never been out of job? And not just being out of job, they have experienced sustainable growth in their career. Are there still top-notch employees? Are you one of those that you are top-notch in your field? Are there still professionals that organizations are ready to break the bank and pay them any attractive package and benefit based on the impact they would provide to the organization towards the growth and the objective of the organization? What inspires people to grow? What push people to be harder in their space and to help the companies or the company they work to reach to the next level? So the reality of the question is that do we still believe that there are organizations that are ready to break the bank? And the answer is yes. Organizations are ready to have the best of employees, that they can do anything to keep them. The question you and I would ask ourselves today is that, are you one of those Am I one of those sought after? Are you one of those valued employees that in any environment you find yourself, organization is begging to have you? Do you also realize that at the level of management or senior leadership position, it is sometimes difficult to find the right people for the organization to occupy such position? I'm telling you the truth. It's so easy to get people at the lower level. It's so easy. But at the managerial and senior leadership position, and I have a lot of senior leaders and managers on this platform, they can attest to what I'm saying. It's so difficult to get the right people in this organization at that level of leadership to take up position. It is sometimes difficult to find the right people for the organization to occupy such position. This is because many professionals at that level are more focused on their own personal goals and interests, which sometimes affect organizations' goal. Every decision those individuals they make those decisions from selfish and personal interests, which is never in line with organization interests. And that's the challenge today. And that's why valued employees are so scarce, because those at the managerial and leadership position have the same challenge. They are not ready. They are so focused on their own personal growth, their own personal interests, rather than organization interests. To become a valued and sought after employee means you are being indispensable. So when we mean what makes you a valued employee, we are saying for you to be a valued employee, it means you are indispensable at work to the level that your supervisor and management, they count on you so much that without you, the productivity of your department might suffer and affect organization targets. You are critical to the overall success and accomplishment of the organization. My question to everyone here is that, are you that person? Am I that person? Are you that person that you are so indispensable that at any point in time, the organization cannot do without you? Not because of who you are, but because of the value of what you are continuously adding to the organization. Are you that kind of a person? Today is an assessment text. We are going to be assessing ourselves. Accountability check on every one of us to understand who we are. Let me also quickly clarify that as you may be a valued and indispensable employee, it does not mean that you are irreplaceable. And this is something we need to understand. Please, everyone hear me well, and those that will hear me again when listening to this recorded section. That you are indispensable in your organization does not mean that you are irreplaceable. You can be replaced. One of the things we must understand is that no matter your position in any organization, there are 10 people better than you. So, and the value of you understanding that you can be replaced, it addresses an aspect of your attitude, which is humility. Because the more you understand that even though you are the most sought after employee in any organization, that you can be replaced, it humbles you and makes you to continue to strive for learning. It makes you to understand that you are not yet at your comfort zone. There is still room for improvement. So you can be replaced, because everyone in an organization can be replaced. And to be indispensable means that you are so good and efficient at your job that your supervisor, your colleagues, and management of the organization don't want to imagine replacing you. Now, as I said, you are irreplaceable, but we are saying that you become an indispensable person where they don't even want to think about replacing you, because you are just that perfect individual, that perfect employee that organizations are ready to pay anything to keep you. They are ready to support your growth. They are ready to to do everything they can to make sure that you live comfortably so that you can continue to add value in that organization. No matter the organization challenges, as long as 2 to 3 people will remain in that your department, you will always be among the number. That is what makes you indispensable. This is where we must strive to be at any level of our career. You must become valuable to the point the organization is ready to make sure they give you the best of pay package, of benefits, including growth opportunities that will attract you and never making you to think of resigning. This is where I want every one of us to be, to become a sought-after employee, to become a valued employee. And the reason I'm bringing up this topic is I have seen organizations mess staff a lot. We are having organizations that are messing employee up. Why? Because they know that those employees are easily replaceable. I don't want you to be among those that organizations can just throw you off anyhow. Why? Because you lack value. Organizations can just move you around, push you anywhere. No, that is not who you should be. You and I should be, you should be in an environment and an organization that when you resign, they regret that you resign. That is who you should be. They regret that you resign. You build yourself. You empower yourself to the level that you become a value to the organization. You become a value to your colleagues. You become a value to your supervisor. You can be a career person and become wealthy. And I want you to understand that, because sometimes when people say employee, everybody will be saying, oh, no, why are you saying employees? It's only employees cannot rely on salary and be rich. Yes. We are not saying you should rely on salary, but through your career professionalism, you can still become wealthy. And we're going to be discussing all of that in details in the course of this year, which is not our subject for today. After several studies and personal research on this subject, I decided to rely on the resources from one of the best books I read recently in discussing this subject. And the book is The 12 Habits of Valuable Employees, written by Ben Hanich, Kelvin Doan, and Mary Sinemali. I don't know if anyone have read this book, man. This book just consolidates, it revalidates my belief that there are valued employees. And I will be discussing many extracts from this book as we discuss on this subject, because it addresses every area that makes people an exceptional employees. And I'm going to recommend anyone to, people to get this book and read 12 Habits of Valuable Employees. This book is for all employees at any category, including those anticipating to become career professionals soon. We are going to look at about 8 of the habits. It is 12, but probably we'll look at 8 that valued and sought-after employees do, which I have practiced and it has worked for me. If I have time, I will share a bit of my story so that you can understand that I'm not here just sharing theory. And for those that have been part of my journey who are on this platform, they can attest to the fact. With all due respect, I am a valued and sought-after employee. I am enjoying my job and I am making impact on a daily basis. So I am not just speaking theory. Over the last 10 years of my careers, I have maintained that sustainability and I've seen my growth in every area. And this is where I want everyone to replicate the same in their lives moving forward. And I would also want to quickly share that at our next masterclass, our next section, I would also be sharing important things organizations and business owners, employers must do to retain valued employees. So today we are focusing on what employees must do. But in the next section, we would also cover what employers must do, because many of us on this platform, we are also employers. We employ people on behalf of our organizations. Many are business owners. There are things you must do to keep your valued employee. So this is to create a balance to the equation. And I encourage everyone not to miss that section also. So to become a valued and sought after employee, you must do the following. Number one, you must have what we call, and under this book, The 12 Habits of Employee, the authors, they have broken it into 4 parts. And I will want us to walk through those 4 parts. The first part, which is the part 1, it talks about will, the habit of desire. You must have a will and habit of desire to pursue your growth and the growth of the organization you work for. Your will must be genuine. Now, what do we talk about will? That you want to become a valued employee, a sought after employee. If you don't have the will, if you don't have the desire to become, then please, you can't be it. Your will is the number one thing that you must have. And under the will, it talks about 3 critical points, which we're going to be sharing. And it says you cannot fake your will. Your will has to be genuine. This is why you should not be working in any organization where you are not fulfilled. Please, as we are going into this, one of the things this course is also going to help is going to address many people that are working in an environment that they are not fulfilled. I will encourage you this year, take a bold step and resign. Because the first thing for you to become valued employee is that you are at the right organization. If you know you are still not in the right organization, what do we mean? An organization that strives for your growth, an organization that values employees. If you are not there yet, please resign, because this might not be helpful for you. They will just be using you and using you without they considering your own benefit and other things also. And that might also kind of affect your growth. Your will must be genuine. And the reality is that over 80% employees in any organization are not genuine, because what they all care is salary and their personal interest. That's the real truth. Over 80% of employees, let's be honest. And that's why if you tell them that tomorrow their job will be lost, you tell employees that in the next 1 month, you will no longer have jobs. Many can have hypertension. Why? Because everything, the reason they're in that organization is because of salary. And this is not what we want people to be. They never care about the growth of organization, and they are doing nothing to contribute to it. That is not where we should be. Therefore, to develop your will and desire, what do you need to do? Number one, to develop the habit of a valued and sought after employee, the habit, number one thing you must do is develop yourself as a leader. That's the first thing you have to do to become a valued employee. Please develop yourself as a leader. Last Monday, just this past Monday, at a weekly meeting with my team in Mozambique, I made a presentation to them on the topic, what is the most valuable asset of any organization? I had a brief engagement with my team, and I asked, and I made this presentation. Who is the most valuable asset of an organization? And I said, the most valued asset of any organization is not your staff. The most valuable asset of any organization is not employees. The most valuable asset of any organization is not management. The most valuable asset of any organization is not systems and structures. The most valuable asset of any organization is not the organization culture or value systems. It is not even the building. It is not the strategy. It is not the vision or the mission. So the question is, who is the most valuable asset, or what is the most valuable asset of any organization in this world? And the answer to that is The most valuable asset to an organization is to have the right leadership with the best of attitude and competence. The most valuable asset of an organization is a leader. Though they are the most valuable asset. So you want to be the most valued and sought after employee, please be a leader. Be a leader. My mentor, John C. Maxwell, says, everything rises and falls on leadership. Listen, and I know many of you have had this experience. If you are a wrong leader, man, people suffer. Organizations suffer. Systems suffer. Countries suffer as a result of wrong leaders. So a valuable employee is an employee that is a leader. And that is the number one habit every one of us must have today and build onto. To be a valuable employee at any level you find yourself is to be a leader, and you must take leadership positions and lead by example. And let me quickly say that you don't need to be given a title or authority to lead. So don't tell me, oh, it's because I'm just a driver. It is because I'm just an officer in that department. It's just because I'm just a salesperson. No matter your position, leadership is not by position. Leadership is not by authority. At every environment you find yourself, you must behave and act as a leader. Learn on the job as a leader and become a high performer. Let me also quickly say that you are employed. Many employment organizations, the people are employed between the hours of 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. That is your employment day period, Mondays to Friday. Many could be 7:30 to 5 p.m., 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., depending on the organization. But in many cases, Mondays to Friday, you are employed between 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. But you are deployed between 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. or between 4 a.m. to 7:30. What do I mean by you being deployed? Your employment will never make you a valued employee. The hours of your employment, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., has never made anybody a sought-after employee. A sought-after and a valued employee. If you are here and you are the kind that you work 8 to 5, and after 5, you close your laptop, you drop your laptop and you go home, you can never be a valued employee. That your own life is 8 to 5. I will not come and kill myself. Then you will stay there and remain redundant. I'm being honest to you. A valued employee is an employee that uses and maximizes their deployment hours. And the deployment hours are the hours you have control over. What do you do between the hours of 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. or that is for those that are late nights and people to sleep, or those that are early individuals, between your hours of 3 a.m. to 7:30 a.m., what do you do? Those things you do within those hours confirms your value because you are deployed to do extra to make you valuable asset in any organization. You can't be 8 to 5 p.m. staff and you think you will be valued. I'm telling you the truth. You can never be a valued employee. And if there is anyone here, I want you to start changing your mindset. I want you to start changing the orientation that for you to become a valued employee in any sector you find yourself, your value of your time, particularly your deployment hours, what do you do to grow yourself? What do you do to add value to that organization? What extra miles, what extra responsibilities do you take that will stretch the numbers of the hours you spend towards making sure the organization becomes the best that it is? To become a leader, it requires investment in your professional growth and development also. By investing in your professional growth, you demonstrate to your employer that you care about your performance and you want to improve your abilities. The more effort you make to enhance yourself as a professional, the more seriously you will be taken by your employer. I'm being honest to you guys. This is the fact. That you want to grow in an organization, the desire for you to have personal development. Organizations are happy to see an employee that is not settled for mediocrity. An employee that is not settled, you came into a job with a degree of 10 years ago, and that is the same thing you are still working. They promoted you for more than 4 years. And still, it's still that same degree. What are you doing to add value? Many will say they are waiting for the organization to sponsor them. You want to be valued employee? Valued employee don't wait for organization to sponsor their personal development. And I'm not discouraging organizations not to do that, but I'm saying that you have to take responsibility yourself to make you valued employee. And when you become a valued employee, I'm telling you the truth, employers can break the bank. They are ready to increase and make you grow. I'm telling you the truth. These are experiences I have seen. These are realities in my life, and that is why I'm encouraging you. And these are the facts written also in these books. To develop as a leader also, one of the things you must do is please get a peer coach. Now, I'm not saying you should get a mentor, a coach that is above you. Your peers, your colleagues, your teammates, those in another industry that you both are working together, or you are peer, they may be in another organization. You need to have them. Why do you need to have them? You need to gain experience and objectivity from those on the same journey as you. Who is on your journey? You are you're a procurement officer, or you are an accountant. Who is an accountant in that your field, in that sector, in that industry that is a coach to you, that both of you have what we call an accountability check to each other. Please, if you don't begin to do that. Begin to have someone in your journey that both of you can share experience and grow. It's going to help you a lot. Get a peer coach. To also become a leader, please be a multiplier. What do we mean by a multiplier? A multiplier identifies and unlocks the innate talent of their colleagues. Are you that kind of a person that unlocks the talent of your colleagues? They are leaders that amplify their team members. They amplify the intelligence of their team members. They amplify the skills of their team members. They amplify the capabilities of their team members. Let me share a quick one here. And I have stories to share. I'm just looking at time. And please, if you have questions, you can drop them on the chat box. We're going to be taking questions. Anyone that had questions. Yeah. So, and I have a lot of examples to share. One of them is, I have a colleague, and I think he has just joined, Mr. Damba. He is a multiplier. It is one person that I have seen that is after the success of people. He is after, he identifies the capabilities and skills. And I do the same. I learned the same from him. Now, both of us, while we were in Ghana, we applied for the same position as the country leadership of Ghana, and we agreed. There is a point to get to in career that competition is an healthy competition. You are not competing in a negative and in a rivalry way. And we agree that any one of us that get that position, because we are ready to take that position, it has to be given to one of us. We are not ready for an external candidate to come and take over the organization, because we understood the pain and what the organization needed at that particular time. And by the grace of God, he got the position. And as he got the position, I gave my best support. I gave my best support for his success, to the extent that people were amazed because they were thinking I'm going to be his number one enemy, or one that will not allow him to excel in that organization. The same also apply in my current organization. We also have a country leadership position, and one of the colleague, I reached out to him early last year and I told him, I said, look, this position is for you. He said, no, it's for me. I said, no, this one I want you to go for it, and I'm going to give you every support. And be rest assured that we will make sure you get this, because we have seen that you have all the qualities as a leader. Now, what am I trying to portray here? That you become a multiplier as a leader, that you understand the areas of your strengths, and you also understand the areas of the strength of others, and you are able to harness and amplify your team members' intelligence, their skills and their capabilities. That is what makes you a valued employee, and that is who we should be. Again, what are the characteristics of a true leader? Because when we say we want you to become a leader as a valued employee, what is the connection between a leader and a valued employee? Number one, they are committed to the organization. No, they are loyal to the organization. That's the number one point. When you are a valued employee, there is loyalty. Organizations today are suffering loyalty from their employees. Are you one of those employees here that you are not loyal to your organization? You are not loyal to the ministries you work for? You are not loyal to the government sector you are? Because those ahead of you are not loyal and you are portraying that same character, then you are not a sought-after person. For you to be a sought-after employee, one of the characteristics we will know you about is your loyalty. Where is your loyalty? Number two, how committed are you to the organization? What is your commitment level? Are you ready to die for that organization? And when we mean die, to what extent are you ready to sacrifice? Let me be honest with us. Valued and sought after employees, they are not after salaries. Salary is not what motivates them. Many of us, by the grace of God, what motivates us is not salary. There is a driven passion of problem-solving skills on a daily basis. We keep stretching ourselves because we want the best of any organization. One decision I've made in my life is I am continuously going to be a disruptor. Any organization I find myself, I must be a change maker. And by the grace of God, I see that happening in me. It is happening on a daily basis. By my level of commitment, organizations are able to see the weakness of others. It is no competition. It's just that a James has come into an environment and a James has become a disruptor. A James has become one that is not ready to settle under his comfort zone. A James has become one that is ready to stretch himself, to almost become a lawyer and to take every element of risks for the survival of the organization. And you mean I will not be celebrated in that organization? No, I will. Because they have seen it. It's no magic. It's not that you have somebody, oh, it's because they like you. No. How loyal are you to your organization? How committed are you to your organization? I'm challenging everyone here. How competent are you in that organization? That's the number three characteristics of true leaders as valuable employees. Are you committed? Are you competent and ready to learn and grow on the job? Are you ready to learn? This year, we are just February 2nd. I have completed a course. In January, I have registered for another course in February on leadership and how to grow organization. I don't have my organization. I am already entering a course by Covenant University on how to grow an organization. How would my organization not sought after me? One of my colleagues helped me to pay when my card didn't work earlier this week. Now, how competent are you? How are you able to learn and grow on that job? The number 4 characteristics of a valuable employee are they are capable to do the work. And they are not just capable, they are doing the work in an excellent way. They are doing the work in an effective way. They are doing the work in an efficient way. Are you that person combined? Because you may be excellent, but you are expensive. You waste organizational resources. You misuse organization properties, and you think they are not watching you. They are. How efficient are you? How resource management are you in that organization? These are the things that makes you a valuable employee. The number 2, for the sake of time, the number 2 habit of a valued employee is aligning visions. Your ability to align your vision to the vision of the organization makes you a valued and sought after employee. Setting a high goal that are above and beyond expectations are great, but only if those goals fit into the larger plan for company growth. If your goals do not align with your organization goals, please resign and don't waste your time in that organization. I take it again. If your goals do not align with your organization goals, please resign and don't waste your time in that organization. This is my encouragement to many young people amongst us here that are striving. Maybe you are looking for employment at the moment, or you just finished your school. Please learn on these things. You must have a goal. Your goal, your vision must align to the vision of the organization. Because aligning your actions to the company's vision create value for the company and for you also. And this is because it encourages conversation within and across teams to ensure everyone understands and buy into the goals and plan. That is why you have to align to the vision of the organization. It also allows everyone to design how to expend time and resources to achieve the company's ultimate goal. Number 3, it's an opportunity to unlock the skills of teammates, make the sum of the parts greater, and create exponential results. Are your goals aligned with the goals of your organization? To align to your organization's vision, please, you have to do the following to be as a valued employee. Number 1, absorb the vision. How many of you know the vision of your organization? How many of us as employees know the vision, the mission of your organization? How many of us know the strategy where your organization is going? Have you absorbed the vision of your organization? So stop saying they don't like me. They see where you are. They know you much more than you know yourself. Consider your company's big, hairy, audacious goals, which is the bank. Do you know your organization big, hairy, audacious goals? Every top organizations in any way, even in a small organization, they have their audacious goals. They have their strategies. They have their visions. The goals they want to accomplish the next 5 years, the next 10 years. Every organization have where they are going. Do you know it? We said big, hairy, audacious goals are long-term goals. I try to bring this definition so that people can understand what do we mean by bag. So you keep hearing organizations saying bag, bag, bag. So the bag of an organization is a long-term goal that is bold, that is compelling enough to inspire employees of an organization to take action. Organization strategies, their goals can never be fulfilled without you. How are you positioning yourself? Don't tell me, no, I am an accountant. Oh, I am an operations person. I am an HR. It's not for me. Who told you? You are employed here to align with the goals of the organization. The reason you are employed in that organization is to accomplish their objectives of the organization. So if you don't know it, please go and work on it today. Do you know your organization goals? Do you know them inside and out? If not, please ask your senior leadership team, and they will be impressed that you are even interested. You are working in an academia. Ask the school, what is our motto? What is the goals of this school? Go and ask the vice chancellor. Go and ask the principal. Why did we create this school? What is the objective? What is this school intending to achieve? You're working in a business sector. What are the goals? You're working in a real estate firm. You're working in an NGO. Every organization has a goal. You're working in a ministry. What is the goal of the ministry? Everywhere you work, there is a goal. How are you aligning yourself to the vision of that organization? Number 2 is align your priorities. Always make sure that what you are working to aligns with the company's overall vision. Are your priorities aligned? Because many people, they understand vision of the organization. They know it in and out. But on daily basis, their priorities are never aligned. Never. And you want to be a sought-after employee, keep deceiving yourself. Question the priorities you have set for yourself. Are you focusing on what is important and not just on what is urgent? Many of us, oh, I'm busy. I am busy. Busy doing what? Is what you're doing aligns to the priorities of your organization? If you can't tie an activity back to the company's ultimate goal, you need to reevaluate your actions. Every of your intentions and activity needs to tie to the goal of the organization. And number 3, enroll your colleagues. You must become an advocate of your organization and making sure that the actions of your colleagues align with the corporate priorities of the organization. So you have to align with, enroll your colleagues to align to the corporate priorities of your organization. Find out whether your colleagues have embraced the company's vision as much as you have. And if they have not, help them understand and reprioritize their action. That is my secret. Nobody works under me and I don't make them become a value to an organization, because my focus is the goal of the organization. It's not on me. And I encourage my team. Many of them are on this platform. They can confirm to you. Many things I do is towards alignment. My colleagues, I make sure we align. I am one that I can call you out when, and I encourage people to call me out also when our priorities are not aligned, particularly for those at the management level. Because as I said in my introduction, we have many leaders, many top executives that they are messing up. Their priorities are never aligned with that of the organization. I read an article from one person called Emily Eckert, and I think it's from a super normal blog. And they are very interesting article. I want to share a bit of it. She said, when employees are aligned to the visions of their organization, the following happen. Number 1, they make decisions that ladder up to strategy, no wasted effort. Are you that person? Are your decisions laddered up to the strategy of the organization? The actions you take on a daily basis, how aligned are they to the strategy of your organization? Number 2, when the employee is aligned, they feel energized and engaged in their work. They are happy. They are happy. There is that energy that comes up, self-motivation. These people are not motivated by salary. It's not salary. If you are here still motivated by it, is salary that makes you to go to that job, resign. You've not found your place of fulfillment. I'm telling you the truth. You have not found the place of fulfillment. Salary is not what makes people fulfill. Number three, those kind of people, their collaboration flows smoothly. They quickly synergize. They quickly, you could feel it. You could feel that, no, this person is representing the organization anywhere, anytime. Their actions, their reactions, their decisions, their steps is towards enhancing, the smooth flow of the organization systems and processes. There is less friction, politics, and confusion when you are aligning your priorities to the vision of the organization. No politics, no fighting, no power tussle, no. Because everyone is thinking on the same direction. People feel inspired by leaders and peers. Innovation and creativity flourish when there is an alignment of priorities to vision. Now, what is the risk? But when there is lack of alignment, it is like a cancer inside an organization. And the symptoms include, there is most times confusions around priorities and poor decision making. When you see your supervisors, including you're making poor decisions, is because there is always lack of priorities, confusion. There is lack of cooperation between teams or departments. So there is competition, HR between finance and operations, operations and programs and research units. People are competing rather than complementing each other. The organizations have set up these systems and departments for each other to complement themselves. But leaders and staffs have become competitors. They want to show who is best. Are you that kind of a person? Why? No lack of alignment to priorities. So now you're understanding that to become a valued employee is no joke. Is no joke. The next point, complaining, blaming, and office politics. It happens. There is also initiative overload and duplicated effort. So you see duplicated effort. Effort are being duplicated. Resources are wasted. Why? Because there are no people. There is also low engagement and performance. There is also alignment ultimately impact. Another challenge is that there is low engagement and performance. And now there is a study conducted by Gallup. And Gallup shows that companies with engaged and aligned employees, they achieve 21% higher profitability. That organizations engage and align as employees just by alignment, the profitability of organization gets increased by 21%. They've not taken action. They've not done it. All they've just done is everybody is thinking the same direction. No conflict. Everybody is thinking around the objective of the organization. This is a research. Gallup is a great institution, institutions. So they understand what they talk about here. I want you to understand the value of alignment, setting the right priorities. So how can the employee achieve alignment with the organization? It starts with leadership. This is why leadership is important. Leadership alignment drives employee alignment. Employees take their cues from executive and management. To align your people, you need aligned leaders. That's why leadership is important. Leadership alignment happens when management are on the same page around visions. They are on the same page around values, around strategies and goals. Nothing confuses the troops faster than leaders who give mixed messages or don't model shared priorities. There is nothing that confuses employees. If you're a manager here and you are not aligned with your other colleagues, you are the one causing problem of the organization. And let me be honest, many employees are angry with the organization, but the truth is that it's not the organization's fault. It is those they have put in leadership positions. They are the one messing up organizations, abusing organizations' privileges. They are mostly after their own personal interests, never caring on the interests of the organizations. They make decisions that cause wasted resources, lack of strategy, no priority. They employ people, and people don't even know what they should be doing. No clarity on objectives and focus on what are we supposed to achieve. They are implementing a project, they are not serious. It is all about themselves. Look, we have seen a lot, and I'm sharing by experience. I'm not just sharing by theory. I have seen many top executives, top leaders, top managers, CEOs, and COPs, and chief of party, or what do they call them, and all the rest, whatever you can, that are messing up directors, messing up organizations and systems. Why? Because they lack leadership. That's why everyone here, please, you must build your leadership capacity. Now, how do you know when your leaders are aligned? They consistently communicate and they reinforce companies' visions and strategic goals. And we'll be stopping in the next few minutes. And please, if you have your questions, for those on Zoom, please start dropping your questions on the chat box. I'm going to be taking questions. And for those on WhatsApp, the questions time also, when it comes, we will be able to engage also. And so we'll stop in the next 10 minutes. We should stop. Now, another thing to understand leaders is that they embody company values in their own words and actions. They prioritize and invest in strategy together. No data fights. That's how you know leaders are aligned. They are candid. They are constructive. They give constructive conversations around tough topics. They are not afraid to tell themselves the truth. They are not afraid to hold each other accountable. Are you that kind of a person? That is who we want. Quickly, let me go through the number 3 habit, because as I said, it's 12. And we'll become, we can only take 3 in today's section, and we'll continue the next one. I am not rushing, even though you could see that how quick I am also moving. I mean, there is so much to learn here. And I just want everybody to follow through and listen to the recorded section again. I am telling you this is the secret. If you're able to apply this, particularly when you are in the right organization, just watch yourself the next few years. What will become of you? If there are anyone amongst us here that is still a graduate of universities and all, these are the secrets. Learn early. Take this more than anything. I am giving you is a jackpot of life. I'm telling you. Nobody taught me these things. It took me my own personal decision in learning this secret. And I've seen it work for me. Let me quickly share. With all due respect, my predecessor in my current organization was 20 years older than me. More than 20 years older than me. The person I took this current job from. Now, before I took the job, I was hearing a lot of complaint about his personality and all, and the work ethics. And they were saying even the salary they were giving him is too expensive. That they don't even know what the person is doing. Now, and when you look at this individual CV, man, he has worked in different sectors. He has gathered experience in different countries. But I was brought to fix a problem he couldn't fix. And when that problem was fixed, that was how they had to let him go. And they had to pull me from Ghana to come to Mozambique. So I'm not just telling you theory. I'm telling you facts. And the same package the person is getting, I have even gotten more package than that. And still yet, there is a satisfaction. There is no week I don't receive a thank you message from my leaders, both in country and from our global office. There is no week I don't get a thank you message. Thank you, James. We are so proud of you. Thank you, James. We are so we appreciate your value. There is no, I'm not bragging. I'm telling you the reality. And if you want to know the secret, follow my journey. On Friday, for instance, my office closed 1 p.m. I left the office 6:30 p.m. Why? I understood that my value would continue to grow as long as I keep growing. And that is the number 3 point here. For you to become a valued employee, enabling growth is critical for you. You cannot stay at your comfort zone. My investment in personal development last year is more than 10,000 US dollars. And you think I will not be a sought after employee? Wait and see. My investment this year, I have started the journey already. I am investing consistently in my growth. Why won't I be a sought after employee? I'm not, to be honest with you, and with all due respect, is no pride. I am not scared of losing my job. I am not. I'm being very objective to everyone here. You see, you need to get to the level that your value speaks for you, that you are not even afraid of losing a job. What is it about the job? Because you see, when you know your worth, you can stand anywhere, anytime. Integrity, focus on accomplishing the goals of the organization. I was speaking to my league and to our lawyers some time ago, and I was asking them, I said, what is the problem that people are having around me? And they said one of the things many of them have said is that when James came, James is the one that he's the one that is changing everything. He's the one that is making things to look normal. He's changing system. He's doing this, he's doing that. And that is why some of us were let go. They were putting complaint on James. And all James was just doing is focusing on fixing the organization for the organization to get the best of value. Please get to that point that you can build courage. Get to that point that you are not scared, no matter what happens of your job. Don't allow your job controlling you. No, you should be in charge. And that is the next point, enabling growth. Being popular among your teammates and doing a decent job on a daily basis is not enough to transform yourself into a valuable employee. To accomplish the goal of becoming a sought-after employee, you have to start adding value beyond taking care of your everyday tasks. What value are you adding to your teams and colleagues? What value are you adding? Are you a person that is just you and no value you are adding to your team? To become a valued employee in any organization, you must assume responsibility for completing and overseeing tasks, projects, and initiatives from start to finish, and accountability to the result. How accountable are you? Employees who enable growth and take ownership of their jobs, they do the following. They volunteer first for opportunities and assignments when their managers offer. They are not scared. They want to take opportunities. They want, when an opportunity is offered, oh, I want you to do this task. They don't say, oh, no, that is not in my job description. In your job description, who cares? We want you to be a valued employee. You are talking about job description. Valued employees don't focus on job description. They do the work that is required at that time to help the organization to grow. Stop talking about your job description. It's not in my JD. They are making me to do this. And you want to be sought after? Please change that mindset. Number two, they are proactive in knowing which tasks must be done, acting independently and without requiring instructions. Number three, and they anticipate potential problems and they take steps to resolve issues before they escalate. That is who you want to be. You anticipate problems and you take steps to resolve them before the problem arrives. They take risks, and these risks, they take it what? Calculated risks in a thoughtful way that is intended to advance creativity and innovation. Looking at the company through the growth lens requires asking yourself this important question. I'm just going to stop at this, probably, because of our time. What is being done consistently poorly according to the current standard of the organization? Let me tell you something today. And please hear it, and there is no perfect organization. I take that again. There is no perfect system. There is no perfect organization. So for you to become a sought-after employee, one of the things you must be able to do is you being able to consistently identify what is the organization doing, and they are doing it in a poor way that does not align to the vision of the organization. Because when you know it, you will be able to fix it. Do you even know? Do you even care to know? It is none of my business. You pass through, you see something is everyone getting 40 to report it rather than it getting this. You don't talk. What are the existing processes, procedures, and behaviors in the company that will inhabit future growth and scalability? Are you passionate about that? Do you ask yourself on a daily basis the processes, the procedures, and the behaviors that the company must do, that you need to foster, that you need to encourage, that will inhabit growth, that will inhabit scalability in that organization? Once you have the answers to these questions, then you should do the following. One, adopt company growth objectives as your own personal goals. Please do that for yourself. Adopt company growth objectives as your own personal goals. And two, identify and flag systemic issues that could inhibit growth. Identify them. Flag them. Don't hide it. Don't say it's none of my business. Things are going bad. Don't keep mute, please. Say it out. Fix it. You can't fix it, report it. Number three, encourage and enable people and systems that support scalability. I'm going to stop here for the sake of time. We averagely spend 1 hour, 30 minutes, and we're already an hour and 12 minutes past. So we'll leave rooms for questions. And this is a journey, and I will encourage everyone, if time permits, and I will look at my schedule, we hold these sections once in 2 weeks' time, but probably we may have the next section next Sunday. Because I want us to complete this program, and particularly on this topic, this month. And there is so much to learn from. And if you have this is an open check. I'm telling you the truth. And just not just listening, but practicing these things I'm sharing. I am telling you, and I have witnesses on this platform. These are the secrets to becoming a valued employee. Thank you. Let's take questions now. Any question, either from Zoom or from WhatsApp? And I've seen a lot of Zoom. I'm seeing, okay. Thank you, Damba. Damba is here. Great sections. I'm here. Very insightful lessons. Happy to be here. Mary is asking a question. So let's take the questions from Zoom. How can an employee handle a difficult head of department? Someone that is not interested or isn't ready to help out when you request for assistance or knowledge about something. This is a tough one. Good. Now, to address this question, Mary, one of the things you must do when you have a difficult head of department is there are two things. Number one is, now, I mean, not necessary to, share more, but number one is that this is the challenge of leadership. That head of department is not the kind of leader we should advocate, or we want to become. That kind of a person is not. Now, because that kind of a person is not the right kind of leader that we are talking about here, now, and the person is so difficult, then you have to take an extra mile on your own to learn on the organization. You have to take an extra mile. And can I be objective to us all? I have come to realize that your supervisor may be a problem, but it is not. There are other leaders within the same organization that can help. So can you leverage on another leader that is not your head of department? So for instance, let's say I, as the director of finance in my organization, I am making it difficult for my team, for them to have access to information. I'm not ready to assist them. There are other department heads that could. It is, and I'm being very objective here, that it is in many organizations, at least you will find one leader that is exceptional. You would always find one. You would always find one. So you can always go to meet that person. And when you go, don't go with the intention of reporting your leader. Go with the intention of learning. That is all you need to do. And that is what I'm going to advocate here, Mary, that please seek assistance as best as you can. Number two, when they don't, some of this information of your organization, they are on your organization's website. Read, find them, look for them, engage them. Some of these organizations, they have other branches in another nation, in another country, in another state or region. Engage them. Find what are they doing and they are succeeding. Let there be an exchange learning and exchange knowledge sharing amongst oneself. But the reality is that they are a difficult head of department. And this is a confirmation of what I'm saying. And Mary have just confirmed that there are leaders that are never interested. And you know why those leaders are not interested? Is because they are not passionate over the growth of the organization. They are in that organization for their own personal interest. There is no true leader. I take my word for it that is really aligning to the vision of an organization that will never support the growth of the team. And when there is a disconnect, one thing I do, I have, some people don't have the courage. I do. I am able to face my head of department to tell them where I have challenges, and I know that they are the ones stopping it. I engage them in a respectful and in a constructive manner, because sometimes we need to also have that courage to do that. And I'm going to encourage, that's also another thing you can do. Engage them to say, sir or man, I want to do this thing, and I feel that this is going to help the organization. Please, is there a reason why you think I shouldn't learn about it? And probably that head of department may also have some reasons that may be justified, and the person would have that boldness to tell you this and this and this. But take the courage to engage. If they are so difficult, find another solution through engaging other colleagues, other peers, reaching out to your other, and that head of department also has a head. Reach out to the head informally. Go to the company website and search for those information. You would always get. Mary, please let me know if I address that question. Number two question from Mary again. How can an employee undo a situation whereby the main boss keeps sending the employee to the same head of department to solve a problem he or she complains of, but never gets solved? Now, now, how can an employee handle a situation whereby the main boss keeps sending the employee to the same head of department to solve a problem he or she complains of, but never gets solved? In that situation, you should be able to talk to the main boss, letting the main boss understand that this head of department lacked the competence or lack the character and the attitude for he or she to take up that or to fix that problem. Now, and as I said, if the main boss is also not understanding, now try to make an assessment objectively to know, is the boss making an assessment because he is so myopic to understanding what is going on? Now, if that boss is so myopic, what effort are you going to do to enlightening the boss for he or she to see the reality on ground? Then two, what can you do on your own aspect to also address the issues? And there are things I have done. When things are getting bad to the point where it's going to break the organization, I report it. So if the head of department is doing something that the boss is not able to see, do you have please report it. These are the things I have done. I'm not going to, I assess things, I engage them the right way, and when things are not fixed, and when I mean report, if it requires me reporting to one above the boss, I do, and I've done that severally. I have done that severally, and I do it in a more professional way towards, and please think about the motive. My motive in doing that is to fix a problem, not to create a problem. So your motive must be clear. Your motive must be intentional. Your motive must be towards achieving the objective of the organization. Don't do something to break down the organization. So once your motive is towards making the organization become great, please do it. where there are challenges. That's what I'm going to encourage on that question. The number 3 question here. Thank you, those on Zoom, for putting down your questions. Kelechi is asking, here is my question, sir. I have a friend who works in an organization where he has been suggesting that they change their approach. They change their approach for more productivity. Each time, the management welcomes his idea, but will never act on it. Yet, there is no improvement. He is fed up. What is your advice? Now, thank you so much, Kelechi, for that question. Now, my response to that is that, who are the management? Is the management the owners of the business? So I'm trying to, or do the management also have those they report to? So let's understand the chain of command. Then number 2, let that your friend engage management to ask them this question for the next time, that I have recommended this, and you people have always said it's a good idea. Why have you guys not implemented it? Now, because, let me be honest, there are instances where management may not be able to implement ideas because they may have weighed it and maybe it's expensive. They may have weighed it, maybe it has other risks that you may not be aware of. But it is the responsibility of the management to disclose that to you, to that your friend. So far that they are keeping mute and they are saying the ideas are good and they are not acting, it is 2 things. It's either they are not ready for productivity and profitability, and that tells me that that management team are lazy and they are not the owner of the business. Or even if they are owner, then they are their comfort zone. So what you can do is to engage more. Engage more. Think of solutions. Let that your friend never give up. Let him engage through another channel. If, as I said, if the management, there are still those above the management, let that person write and pass through the management. Copy the management. Just write it. Let the person write. And to some extent, you may also let management know that, with all due respect, I am reaching out to this. I know that this is going to help us. Why are we not implementing this? Is there a reason? Let them tell you. Because you cannot see things going back, and somebody that should take responsibility is failing to do that. And the person continues to give you frivolous excuses. No. So please engage that person. And I can tell you, in many situations, it is the management is not the owner of the business. The management has somebody that he or she reports to. That person just has a bad attitude, which does not align to the priorities of the organization. And this is where leadership comes to play. So you could see that every question that is being asked centered on why leaders are critical. And that is why every one of us, we should learn. And I've told you this year, one of the things everybody must learn well this year is learning by observation, learning the mistakes of your boss, learning the mistakes of management, so that when you become one, you don't repeat those mistakes. Many of us, we don't learn. Please, let everyone be learning. So please, Kelechi, inform that your friend never to give up. Let them engage different platforms. Let them continue to engage management. That would help. Thank you so much, Mary, for your feedback. Any other questions? We have the next 6 minutes before we close. We generally spend an hour and 30 minutes for this section, and I hope it's been a great engagement so far. Any other questions, either on WhatsApp or Zoom? And if you want to unmute yourself, ask questions on Zoom, please, you can. On WhatsApp also, if we have anyone that wants to ask questions, please do. Good evening, everyone. My name is James Oluwole, and it's a pleasure having you all to join my leadership masterclass today again. I'm excited discussing this interesting topic, and I'm also happy to have many of us in the career world, in the business world, also connecting. It's an excitement meeting many, and I know there are people that are joining us for the first time today, so you are all welcome. This is our leadership masterclass. We meet once every 2 weeks on Sundays at the same time like this, and we discuss valuable topics and subjects that enhance and empower us to continue to strive in the areas of our growth, in the areas of our impact, and in every aspect of our lives. And our topic for today is an interesting topic, and I can assure you that you're going to achieve the best value of it. And the topic is becoming a valued and sought after employee. And the reality of this topic is that it cuts across every sector, everyone, wherever level that you find yourself. Is either you are an employer or you are an employee in any environment, whether you're an entrepreneur or wherever that you do, you are either an employer or an employee. And it's so important for whatever category we find ourselves that we understand what makes a valued employee, what makes a sought after employee. And the interesting part of this subject also is that it cuts across industries, it cuts across any developmental sector that you may find yourself. The principles are the same, the application of the knowledge are the same. Before we go into the subject of the day, I will just, for the benefit of those that are joining us for the first time, I would like to just share a brief of my profile to you all. My name again is James Oluwole, and I am an experienced and a sought-after professional who has excelled in the field of financial management, operations, strategies, and leadership within the developmental sector. I have been in the NGO world over the last 14 years of my career, and as an integral part of the senior leadership team in my current role as the finance and admin director of ID Mozambique, I ensure compliance and effective use of organization resources to achieve impact and results. I have promoted the values of trust, discipline, and focus. And also, I am a lifelong learning and accountabilities in the areas such as project implementation, administration, financial reporting, grant management, credit portfolio management, budget planning, and execution. Previously, prior to my current role, I was the Senior Director of Finance and Operations at ID Ghana for over 7 to 8 years. And I have also worked in Nigeria with IFBC Nigeria as a national accountant. In addition to my professional responsibilities, I also run this leadership and mentorship program that foster a global community of innovative and emerging leaders. These programs inspire positive change, it inspires positive change, strive collective growth, and shapes a future where individuals excel in their respective fields. Participants from Africa's US, UK join this leadership program on a weekly basis. In terms of my qualifications, I hold a real estate certificate with the Stephen Akintayo Foundation. I have a leadership certificate with Covenant University. I have a degree in accounting from University of Abuja. I am also a chartered certified accountant with ACCA UK. I am also a John Maxwell leadership team member, and I'll be going for my certification in the month of March this year at Florida. I am a member of the Billionaire Conclave under the mentorship of Dr. Olumide Emmanuel, the common sense guru himself, who had written several books, including The School of Money. So this is who I am. And it's important sharing my profile, particularly on this subject matter, because by the grace of God, I have a bit of an authority to speak about the value of employees and how to become a valued employee and a sought after, because I have lived that life in the little areas of my and over the time of my expertise and also my professionalism in this regard. And by way of introduction, in the last 5 years of my career, I have come to realize the critical need of having employees and the impact they create in an organization. Unfortunately, many corporate organizations in the business world, in the developmental sectors, in the religious organizations and ministries, in government institutions continue to move in cycles and experiencing high employment turnover rates because those they have employed to hold certain positions have failed to deliver. Many corporate organizations in the business world, developmental sectors, religious organizations and ministries, and the government institutions, they continue to move in cycle and experiencing high employment turnover rate because those they have employed to hold certain positions have failed to deliver to the expectations, resulting to disconnect between the employer and the employee and termination of employment relationship in a short period of time. We have also seen that many professionals in the career world have all the required expertise and best of CVs and have been given opportunities to take up key positions. And we have seen how such people have failed woefully, leading to their shameful exit from organizations. Let me be honest with us that one of the challenge and that we continue to see, and when we continue to have this, is that organizations are experiencing pain of not having valued and sought after employees. We have seen in different sectors, we have seen in different environments how organizations continue to go through this pain, how people continue to showcase the best of CVs. And of a truth, many of them have the best of experience. They've worked in organizations and institutions where you feel that, man, hiring these individuals, they will just come and fix everything in the organization. And you hire them, they are hired, they are given the best of benefit package, and yet these people cannot perform. These people have failed woefully. This is the situation many organizations are today. And many of us, you can attest to this fact. So the question is, are there still valued employees in organizations? Do we still have valued employees? Are there still top-notch career professionals that have worked over 10 to 20 years consistently and they have never been out of job? And not just being out of job, they have experienced sustainable growth in their career. Are there still top-notch employees? Are you one of those that you are top-notch in your field? Are there still professionals that organizations are ready to break the bank and pay them any attractive package and benefit based on the impact they would provide to the organization towards the growth and the objective of the organization? What inspires people to grow? What push people to be harder in their space and to help? Thank you so much for your time.